Hello everyone, welcome to Weekly Tech. In this video, we'll discuss about short-circuiting and nullish coalescing operators in JavaScript. What are they and do they really have production usages, and if it is, then where to use them and how to use them. And in the last, we'll cover some of the interview scenarios from where questions can come. So let me show you what are first we'll discuss about short-circuiting. So when we talk about short circuiting, basically we use two kind of operators. One is the OR and another one is the ampersand operators. I know we have seen them in a lot of if conditions like this. You have seen them if y or x. In JavaScript short circuiting, an expression is evaluated from left to right until it is confirmed that the result of the remaining condition is not going to affect the already evaluated value or already evaluated result. If the result is clear even before the complete evaluation of the expression, it will short circuit. By short circuit, I mean the result will be returned and it will not, you don't care about the rest of the expression. So how short circuit, actually it avoids unnecessary work and leads to efficient processing. In JavaScript, as I said, we have two kind of short circuiting operator. One is the AND operator and one is the OR operator. So, and we'll discuss about the OR operator first. So the OR operator, in case of the OR operator, the expression is evaluated until we get one true result, because the result will always be true. For example, let's say you have a variable named first name, and its value is coming from an API call or from a database call, and you are uncertain about the value, whether that API will give you the proper output or not. And in JavaScript, we have, as we discussed, the OR operator will evaluate the expression until we get one true. Okay, so in JavaScript we have 7 falsy values, and few of them are 0, NaN, not a number, false, empty string, null, undefined. So if these are all the falsy values, okay, so if the OR operator will see one of the false value, then it will continue evaluating the whole expression. How? I'll tell you. Let's say you are not sure whether that API will give you the correct name, and if you say, okay, if from the API if I get empty string, then I want the default value to be like Uday, the first name. Okay, so how this or short circuit operator work? It will work from left to right, and it will wait for one true value. Once it will get a true value, it will stop. So this is the most used operator in short circuiting. I never used the AND operator. Frankly speaking, I always used OR operator and nullish coalescing operators many times. Uh, so that's why I'm focusing more on the OR operator, because two is very handy. So it will evaluate the expression from left to right, and once it will find a true value, it will stop executing. Simple. So let's say from left we have an empty string, and empty string is a falsy value. So it will go ahead and see, okay, this is not a falsy value, so I'll take this, and you'll get, oh okay, I need to console, sorry, my mistake, and you'll get this. So let me extend this more, and let me have a chain of this. Let's say 0 or null or undefined. So the expression will evaluate from left to right. It will say, okay, falsy, falsy value, falsy value, falsy value, and let's say we have one more or after this, let's say John. So what do you think, what will be the output now? Will it go till the end? No, it won't. As we discussed, it will short circuit right we received a true value. So falsy, 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 truthy, and stop. Short circuit it here. It's very handy and it's very useful. It will save you from a lot of if conditions. If you want to write it in an if, then you would have write it like first name equal to triple equal to or triple equal to 0 or and or. So this will avoid this short circuiting will avoid unnecessary processing, and your code also looks beautiful. So now we'll discuss about, so this is all with the or short circuit operator. Just remember one thing, it will evaluate the expression from left to right, and it will stop the execution once it gets a truth value. But there is one caveat. What is it? Let's say you have a variable. Again, the data is coming from an API call and you are uncertain about the data, but now the variable is a number of guests. So number of guests can be 0. It's an acceptable value. Okay, it can be 10, it can be 20, it can be any number, it can be 0. But just for the sake of being uncertain about the data, and you don't want your code to get terminated in between, you use or short circuiting. And let's say you said okay, so let's say the total guest, this is your local variable, okay, and this is getting value from number of guest variable, and if number of guest is not there, give that value as 10. And let's say number of guests is coming from the API call, and your API call was successful and you have received 0. That's total legal value for number of guests. But in this case, what will happen if you again console it? I'm sorry. Total guest. You will receive 10. So this is a caveat in short circuiting or short circuiting operator, because you want 0 but you are getting 10. But if let's say somehow the API call was not successful and you got null, in this case the default will work. It's a good case, but this can create several problems, and this is one of the interview questions one can ask you when you are using or short circuiting operator and you got let's say 0 in the input that's acceptable. What will be the behavior? And if you answer it right, then the next question will be how to avoid this caveat. So we'll discuss about it in the later part of this video. Stay here, stay tuned in this video. So next part we'll discuss about the AND short circuit. In case of AND short circuit, the expression is evaluated until we get one false. Okay. In case of OR short circuit, it will be evaluated until we get one true value. In case of AND short circuit, we'll get the expression will be evaluated until we get one false. Let's say if an expression and the first if there is expression in the first operand is itself false, then a short circuit occurs. By this I mean JavaScript won't care about rest of the expression, and rest of the expression will not be evaluated, and a false will be returned in the output. So let's say I will comment this out, and you have another variable, let's say last name, and last name maybe empty string, and now you are using a short circuit operator and you are giving like this, and you are consoling it. Just I won't forget to console it, last name. So as we discussed, JavaScript we evaluate it from left to right or any short circuit operator, and in case of AND operator, when short circuiting it, the first falsy value it will get and will stop the execution, it will stop the evaluation, and it will return that value, that falsy value. In our case, the falsy value is one among them, that is the empty string, and the last name will be consoled as empty. If it would have null here, again it would give us the null operator. Okay, so let's say we have another again chains. Let's say 0 undefined. What do you think? What will be the output here? As soon as it will get a falsy value, it will not execute the rest of the operation. Okay, so in this case null will be returned, and if your expression is started like this, then in this case 0 will be returned. Okay, but for now this is with the or short circuiting and short circuiting. But the next question that should come in our mind is okay, we have discussed where to use the or short circuiting in production. Okay, now we are good, but there is still one caveat remain that we'll discuss it in the last about this 0. But where to use the and short circuiting? I mean, where to use them? We don't want the undefined values in the output, so do we really use them? Yeah, somewhere we use them. How? So let's say you have an object my details, and inside my details you have first name, let's say Uday, and a function, let's say greet, and this function will take a value and console.log that value. That's simple. Okay, now where you can use this and short circuiting. Okay, let's say if you want to check whether the greet function is defined or not, and if it is defined, then call that function. So how you'll do, you'll define an if condition and dot greet, and then if it is there, then my details dot greet, you call it, simply saying the name, and if it is not defined, then you will simply call function is not defined, and if you run it, you'll get the correct output Uday. And I'll just console out with this. You'll get the output Uday because greet is defined. But let's say if greet is not defined, so you'll get function is not defined. So to remove this if condition and to make it one liner, we can do it like this: my details dot greet, short circuited with the AND short circuit operator. If it is defined, then my details dot greet Uday. So if you run it, you'll get Uday. But I'm not saying you remove all your if conditions and do it like this. Okay, as I said in the beginning, I never used this and short circuiting. If you have used it in production in your code, please do let me know the scenarios, because I never come across this kind of scenarios where I'm using the and short circuiting. But yeah, I have used a lot the or short circuiting, and I have told you the use case also where you can use it. Now let's come on the caveat part. The caveat was, let's say if you have total number of guests coming as 0, and that is total acceptable value, but right now you don't want it, you don't want the default value, you want 0. So in this case you can use the nullish coalescing operator. What it will do, it will work only in case of two things: one is null and other one is undefined. Okay, for this it was introduced in ES 2020. So it will as we compare it with the or short circuiting, or short circuiting works on all the 7 falsy values, but the nullish coalescing operator will work on only 2 falsy values, that is null and undefined, and that is the definition nullish. So null and undefined. So in this case we'll get the correct output as 0. But if you have an empty string over here, so this nullish coalescing won't work on this empty string, you'll get empty string in the output. And same is the case with other falsies, right? false. Okay, you'll get false in the output, and if you have NaN, you'll get NaN in the output. But that is not the case with the OR short circuiting. But so which one to use where, it totally depends on you. You need to you know it, what is short circuiting, what is nullish coalescing, and short circuiting or short circuiting. So now it totally depends on you and your understanding of the whole concept, that you will what you will use where. Okay, in case let's say you have a variable which will always gonna hold an integer. Okay, so there you might not want to use the or short circuiting, you want to use the nullish coalescing. So it totally depends on you, what you want to use. If you have a string coming, then you might want to use the or short circuiting, where you are uncertain about the value, any false value can come. So it totally depends on you and your understanding, but right now I think you're clear with the concept. That's it with the video. Let me know your comments and suggestions in the comment section. Please do like, share and subscribe. It gives me a lot of confidence to make such kind of videos. That's it folks, thank you.